Negative people. They seem to always find a way into your life. Worse, they seem to find a way into your brain and subconscious mind. By the end of this video, you'll have people that have you make you feeling like this to making you feeling like this. What is going on, guys? I am Antonio Cuccinello and I am passionate about self-improvement. I believe that no matter what you are facing, you can overcome it. That's what this channel is for. If you want help overcoming your problems with my weekly videos, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell in order to follow along and get those videos sent straight to you. I want to tell you about a time where I was dealing with negative people and struggling with having them in my life. And this is a situation where most people would say they're forced to be in. It was at my first job. I was a software developer and I was making pretty good pay and it was a pretty good situation. From the outside looking in, no one could ever say that it was something bad. But you and no one else really knew what was going on in the inside unless if you worked there. There was just this aura of negativity everywhere you went. People there were always looking to find something to complain about. Whether it was attending a meeting, or whether it was working on code, or whether it was their just commute every single day, they had one or two things that they had to complain about and use it to ruin their entire day. Every single day I came into work listening to all of their negative that these people were just spewing into my ears. So here are some tips from my story on how I dealt with negative people and remove them from my life. First up is to pinpoint the culprits. Not everyone at the job was negative, but those few, 3 or 4 negative people were making the whole job a negative experience for them and for everyone else. What I did was I figured out who were those negative people. This way I can do things about them. If you don't know who the really negative people are, then you may be just avoiding everyone, or you may just be following these tips with everyone. So it's important to know who that specific person is that you can use to remove from your life. There were 3 or 4 other developers that were negative about every single thing. They would actually say things like this all the time. Dude, today just sucks. You know, I have work to do and it's raining outside and a bird just pooped on my car. What the hell am I supposed to do? Life just sucks, dude. As soon as I noticed that one of these people were really negative, I marked them in the back of my head and said, I am not going to put up with this. This is not someone that I'm going to deal with. The second thing that you need to do is once you've pinpointed the culprits, you need to then limit the exposure. Now, this is not just limiting any exposure, it's the exposure that you actually control. I got fed up with these negative people and I just said, this is not what I'm going to put up with. I control part of my time here while I'm at work, and I'm going to make sure that I don't surround myself with these types of people any more than I already have to. So what I did was I made sure to avoid being around them at all costs, keeping myself at a distance. I would limit my in-person interaction by making sure if they wanted to come see me, then instead I would have barriers in between there, and making sure that they would either try to give me a phone call first, or even better, Slack me or use email. Because body language has a lot of communication behind it. Body language and voice tone. And if I can remove the 93% of communication, then I'm removing 93% of the negativity from someone's possible comment to me. Ah, it's Carl again. Hello? Yeah, Carl, I'm real busy right now. Can you just IM me or send me an email? This way I can handle this later. Alright, thanks. I stopped getting lunch with them and I stopped having conversations with them outside of what I needed to do for my job. Other than meetings and other than actually figuring out how to get work done, those were the only times I had to expose myself to them. What this did was limit the amount of negativity I was taking in. Therefore, making the ratio between negativity and positivity in my life a lot more in favor of positivity. So, an action step for you is to figure out the different areas that you have in your life where you can control the amount of time you spend with someone. And make sure that you're only doing what is necessary if you have to be with them. Next step is to fight back with offensive positivity. Being around negative people can cause you to start thinking negatively. But the same thing can happen with positivity. If you're around a lot of positivity, you can automatically be more positive. So what I did here was twofold. When I was at my desk, when I was at home, when I was driving to and from work, when I was at the gym, when I was going to the gym, all these times, I would make sure to surround myself with positivity. I would either have affirmations, I would have visualizations, I would be listening to other inspirational YouTubers. Anything that I could do to raise my positivity levels by listening to influential people and listening to things that I should be listening to rather than things that will only bring me down. Doing things like reading more self-help books, doing things like starting my own business and surrounding myself with people that started their own business. Those things made my positivity go up and reduce the amount of time I could spend on negative thought. Come at me, negative thoughts. I'm gonna you up. So that was the first thing I did, was train myself in order to be more positive by surrounding myself with this stuff. But then the second part here comes in when you're facing the negative people. For every negative thing they say to you, what you need to do is fight back with 2 or more positive things. Then your positivity will just drown out their negativity. This helps put the negative person back a step, and it fights the negativity they're putting at you with more positivity. And eventually, if you do 2 more than every negative, the negative will be smaller and smaller, and the positive will be larger and larger. You ultimately want to be around more positive things than negative things. So if you're putting out the positivity, and they're putting out the negativity, as long as you make sure you're putting out more positivity than they're putting out negativity, then you'll be fine. Today was such a shitty day. My lunch didn't taste good, and now I have, actual work to do. What good is there for? What good do I have to live for? Life Dude, just sucks. Why are you complaining? You're healthy, okay? Your food might not have tasted good today, but you're alive. You have a car, you have a full-time job that's helping to pay your bills so kids can go to college. I don't understand. You have a house with a roof over your head? Did you think about all these positive things? Not only that, but it makes them not complain as much because they realize that you are not going to put up with their complaining and you're only going to give them positivity back. They want someone who is going to complain with them, not someone who's not going to complain. And the last thing you can do, which is not even on the board because I want you to not have to do it unless if you have to, is remove yourself completely from the situation. This is the step past limiting exposure because maybe you've limited your exposure as much, but it's still too high. So what you need to do is get out of there. So the last thing I did with that job was I quit after 1 year. That's it. I quit. I told my managers that I couldn't stay there because the people in the business were too negative, and I couldn't do that. Ultimately, what you should be looking for is happiness. You should be trying to find ways to be happy. And if other people, especially in a job or in your life, where you have control over, you can remove yourself from it in order to make sure that you can live a more happy and positive life. It can be a really tough decision sometimes, but if you dig deep down and realize what you really want is happiness, then it's an easy decision in the end. So is there anything else that you do to make yourself more removed from negative people or remove the negative people from your life? Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything and we can start a discussion. Make sure to check out the Will Smith video here where we talk about offensive positivity, or check out the video down low which will have the best video for you. Remember, no matter what you are facing, you can overcome it.